here to present WeSellCrypto. WeSellCrypto is a fully automated purchasing system for cryptocurrencies. We currently have websites for Dogecoin, Darkcoin, and Breadcoin. We have plans to launch more in the future. I first got involved in selling cryptos last year when I saw people selling Dogecoin on ad hoc marketplaces like Reddit, IRC, and forums for twice its market value. I came in and I made a point to offer a more fair price and quickly became one of the most reputable sellers in those marketplaces. But it was tedious work. Each transaction required back and forth messages, manual price calculation, payment receipt confirmation, and payout of the coins. On average, each transaction took 5 to more than 15 minutes. And it was also risky for both buyers and sellers. Scams were a daily occurrence, like I'm sure you guys have all heard about. And it was often that I would hear from people who tried to purchase cryptocurrencies and got scammed, only to turn away from them and say, well, I tried. So I set out to create a service to address these issues, and I connected with David Larson, a developer and crypto enthusiast in Sweden. I shared my architecture design, and within 3 weeks we had an operational prototype. In late April, we launched WeSellDoges to the public, and quickly became the go-to place for buying Dogecoin. Our site offers real-time pricing based on market conditions, minimal verification requirements, and instant payout. Upon checkout completion, our system pays out coins within 10 seconds directly to your wallet. And I'll show you a quick demo of that here. So I did a recording to avoid a live demo because surely it wouldn't work. So right here, I'm going to the site, WeSellDoges. I grab my receipt address out of my wallet, and then you can type in a USD amount or a Dogecoin amount. Then you type your PayPal ID, and that's what we use for verifications. Your daily limits are tied to your PayPal ID. Now we get to the PayPal checkout process, which I don't accept credit for the speed. So I'm going to skip through some of the steps going through PayPal's checkout process. But the important part is that once you finish putting information, it's the speed at which the coins get paid out from checkout completion. So you'll see here, once we return to the site, how quickly coins arrive. Thank you for your order. Coins are in my wallet. Usually within 5 seconds, typically almost always less than 10 seconds. Before WeSellDoges, the only 100% trustworthy way to get Dogecoins required multi-day waits, several exchanges to purchase and convert Bitcoin, and extensive verification requirements. Now anybody can safely purchase cryptos using a familiar payment processor, which opens the market to a much broader audience than ever before. Each purchase on our site is a new dollar being invested into cryptos, and is often done by first-time purchasers. Providing easy accessibility into crypto markets is essential for adoption, and it opens the doors for more than tech-savvy enthusiasts. The start-to-finish process of using our site is different from that of any other exchange. We are involved with the communities behind each of the coins we launch, and we try and embrace the mentality of those communities. Embracing the welcoming mentality of the Dogecoin community, we strive to make the entire process both fun and easy. I'm confident that the percentage of our verifications, which includes smileys and pictures, exceeds any other financial service. Here are a few of just hundreds of examples of people actually having fun in the verification process. You can draw a picture or a note, often using the Doge lingo. Draw a picture and send us a picture of your piece of ID, and that's it, you're verified. It not only improves the experience for our customers, but adds a bit of fun to our process of approving verifications. Now, it is risky business with fraudulent transactions, and we did learn some lessons along the way. I'll share one with you today. If 3 attractive women all send you their passports and they use the same font for their signatures, they may not be themselves. So we did suffer some cases like this where, you know, you had to get a good eye for photo forensics and fake passports. But we went through a few iterations of changes, and I found a desirable balance between ease of entry and protecting ourselves. So for some statistics. We launched WeSellDoge in late April. Since then, we've sold more than 1.2 billion Dogecoins, which is more than 1% of the entire supply. We are averaging more than 3,000 transactions per month, and we have over 3,500 unique customers. Also, we're verifying more than 50 per day. We've sold in 76 countries around the world. We launched WeSellRed on the 22nd of July, and we have completed over 630 transactions, totaling more than 250 million red coins. For those unfamiliar with these coins, that's just under $500,000 in 3.5 months of new dollars going into cryptos. So what's next? We're very excited about growth opportunities on the horizon. We currently support just 3 coins, Redcoin, Dogecoin, Darkcoin, but we're constantly evaluating new coins to launch. Our vision for WeSellCrypto.com is to create one place where you can drop down a selection of dozens of coins and buy them via PayPal, receiving them instantly. Next, we're always evaluating different payment processors. Right now, we're just on PayPal or credit card via PayPal, but we're always evaluating options. Next, we have an exciting collaboration progressing with Void Space, which is the first game to use Dogecoin as the in-game currency. We're working with them on building out a system to purchase from WeSellDoges directly from the game. Opportunities like these continue to increase accessibility for everyday people to participate. With mass adoption often cited as the key to crypto success, especially for altcoins, there had to be an easier way for people to get involved, and we're excited to be at the forefront. Thanks. I'm happy to answer any questions.
Can you elaborate more on the, because you're using PayPal, and I'm just curious about like their policies and dealing with all these different coins and kind of how all that transpired, because I'm kind of skeptical.
Sure. Yeah, so in March they changed their TNC. They no longer prohibit crypto sales. eBay has a virtual currencies section now as well. So there is limited to no seller protection. So if people charge back, it's on us. So we had to balance our verification system to minimize that while still keeping it easy to get involved and verify. So we are fully compliant with PayPal.
We had a follow-up question. How quickly did that take you to figure out that balance with PayPal and your customers? Was that easy?
About 2 weeks and $8 grand. Yeah. So we first tried to open up with public purchasing. That was our vision, just buy them, but just no way to do it.
So, how are you mining to get the supply, or are you going to do a two-way thing where I can sell Doge to you, you can sell that to me? What's your intake look like?
Yep. So we currently source through official exchanges. We go through Bitcoin, through Cryptsy, source our coins, and then resell them. So we go through the 4 to 5 day wait to obtain the coins. We float that amount to keep a constant supply, and that allows people to get them.
That's a good idea.
Okay, so
again,
just elaborate or follow up on what you were asking. When you source the coins and you're essentially accepting fiat currency, are you by any chance licensed as a money service business, or what sort of compliance measures have you taken?
Right. So we've researched those, and FinCEN regulations are circumstantial.
On a federal and a state level.
Sure. So not at this point. Our average transaction size is $45, so well under most limits of money services business. We mostly target large audience, small purchases, because we also have an upcharge of about 12%. So, you know, big buyers, people investing 10 grand, aren't typically coming through us. So with that and a couple different clauses and regulations, we've avoided that classification.
And then, sorry to ask one more question. As far as the risk assessment process, like where you showed the example of the multiple fraudulent passports that were obviously fake, as you've demonstrated that you plan to eventually grow your operations. And how do you plan to scale that risk assessment process as far as like fraudulent passports and so forth? Because it seems to me like you're eyeing it out, right?
Yep.
Okay, so I mean, from just a scalability perspective, how do you plan to do that?
Sure, so we've avoided most of that since we got the verifications down to a good balance. We are below 3% in chargeback rate, so it's become manageable, 2 to 3%, and always decreasing. So we came up with more strict requirements for what types of ID, the format which they submit them. It has to be next to a written statement, things like that that combat against that. And so I think we found a good balance at this point where we're protecting ourselves and it's still easy. So,
sure, thank you.
Any other questions?
Yes, I was, you were talking about how you were be selling Dogecoin, Darkcoin, Redcoin. Are you going to in the future be accepting things such as Bitcoin and other altcoins as well?
Yep, so the goal for WeSellCrypto.com is to have one place, a drop-down menu, any coin you want, check out via PayPal, get it instantly.
Any other questions? Any other questions?
All right, well, here's my personal email. Feel free to get in touch if you have any questions. Also see us at WeSellCrypto.com. We sell red, doge, and dark. So thank you very much.